So Kelis opens up about the shocking abuse that Naz has been doing to her, and really and truly it is just, there are no words.
The day that my mom had a stroke. So I called him and I was like, yo, my mom just had a stroke, like, can you bring him? He was like, no. I'm like, okay, all right. Like, I need to deal with my mom. You know, like, this is a disaster. It was a Saturday, so Thanksgiving was Thursday. My mom, like, by the grace of God, she comes home, and I'm like, you know what, it's Thanksgiving, your life is short, like, damn. Me this thing, and she was like, look up narcissist, and I was like, do they know him? I was like, oh my God, that is who I married. I mean, like, word for word, like, it's terrifying. Mm-hmm. And it's because they have no, like,
she said no emotion,
empathy.
Don't care about anybody.
Well, you can't, they have no empathy. To the point where, like, the scariest thing ever is, like, I'll call him and literally, like...
Hey guys, it's Murad. Hopefully you guys are doing well today. So we have this particular story where Kelis did an interview, an hour-long interview, and where she spoke about the fact that she was covered in bruises, that she was abused from here and there in so many different pathways by her husband, Naz, the well-known rapper who's been around for a very long time. And, you know, truly to say, it is shocking. It really is shocking. And you can't be surprised at people who stay in abusive relationships, because most of the time, you know, love is blind. Most of the time, you just want to carry it through. You think you can change the person. You think it can be okay. You obviously have got a kid as well. You're married to a person. It's not like you're dating them. There are several different plethora of points and criteria for why people stay in abusive relationships. But rather than questioning why Kelis stayed, we should look at Naz and what this person has been doing to Kelis, allowing her to stay in that relationship. So from what she was saying, was very toxic. The fact that she had bruises everywhere, he would abuse her not only emotionally and mentally but physically as well, and I feel that is just deplorable and disgusting, and we really should be cancelling, as people do these days, Naz to a whole nother extreme, because I feel like, you know, he's also dating Nicki Minaj. What's going on with that whole story? Well, how is she going to react to that? You know, it really has put a bad image on him, and so rightly so. You are an abusive person. It is disgusting. You are married to this person. You can tell from the pain that she's carrying even now after such a long time, and she was very emotional, starts crying in the interview as well. It really is, the details are just absolutely, there are no words.
So when he was hitting you, you were still in love with him?
Yeah.
Yeah.
We were in love. He was drunk and he would black out, and he was angry and he was mad, and he would be mad about things that didn't make any sense.
When somebody comes forward and talks about their abuse, you just don't expect it, because there's this clear-cut image, and now that clear-cut image has been shattered, not only of Kelis and what she's been through, but obviously of Naz, because people must love that guy. They must love that rapper. They must put him on a high pedestal, and now here we have him having his image shattered, and everybody's seeing the truth for what it really is, but that he is an abusive husband. I feel like this particular person is a narcissist, and when somebody is diagnosed with a narcissistic personality disorder, it's mostly because of their childhood issues where their emotional growth is stunted. And the criteria for somebody with NPD, narcissistic personality disorder, is that they have a low empathy, they take zero accountability, means they will never ever apologize. Their image has to be clean, whilst their private image is a whole different story. They gaslight. Gaslight is where you make up situations to the point where the other person is thinking if they really happened, and that just questions their sanity, and they just go mind. It's obviously, I'm gaslighting that person and I'm creating an event. So that is also another criteria of NPD. And raging, you randomly just rage out of nowhere, and then once you've raged, once you've done what you need to do, abuse someone in a particular way, it's okay, you're fine. It's gone for now. You've temporarily put your insecurities to the side because you have emotionally invested them into somebody else. And by invest, I don't mean in a positive way, I mean in a negative way, where you are throwing on somebody else. Kelis here has, in theory, become Naz's emotional punch bag, and in this time as well, a physical punch bag as well. Now, narcissism, I feel like, is something that a lot of people don't talk about. I feel like it's also very common, and I feel like it's something that is very prevalent in today's society, and a lot of people have gone through it. Believe me when I say that a lot of people have gone through, believe me, that's all I can really say about that. A lot of people have gone through stuff like that, from what I know of. But it is literally just disgusting and distasteful, and I really and truly feel sorry. And you know, it's very interesting how narcissists are going to, I think I might make videos on this continually, because I feel like I've got a lot to talk about this, but I feel like narcissists, when they attempt to apologize, they don't really apologize.
Was he ever remorseful?
He bought gifts. He bought gifts. I love gifts, but like after a while, you're kind of like,
They're just saying, I'm sorry you feel that way. That will be their most. Well, I'm sorry this is how you felt. Well, I'm sorry this X, Y, Z because I was trying to do this for you. They can never just say, I'm wrong, my hands are up. They can never take full accountability. It's something that they cannot do. That's not what they're ciphered to learn. Now, I feel like this is an NPD, a narcissistic personality disorder, is very prevalent and very rooted, let's just say, in your childhood. I feel like, to a certain extent, people's emotional growth gets stunted. They don't have the right love that they need, and they are shown aggression in different forms, and they adapt to that aggression. They don't address it, and nobody around them addresses their aggression. They only adapt to it. So obviously, somebody like Naz probably ciphered and understood that that is the way of life, that he's going to get X, Y, Z by aggression. If he wants something, aggression. If he doesn't get the way he wants, he's going to get upset, aggression, and that is how he has lived his entire life. Now, narcissists, which is why presence matter, is that they have a clean image. We do not know about this until now. Nas is a big rapper. This is not some, little this or little that nonsense. This is a big rapper, and only now we've heard about this because they want their public image to be clean as hell. And we have Kelis, who is very brave. There are no words to describe her strength, to come forward and talk about this particular issue that she's been going through, where she's been abused XYZ, where she said herself that she was covered in bruises. This guy must have been beating her to a pulp. It's that real, it's that serious. And I feel like in the last 5 to 6 years, we've never really heard of Kelis. Like, she wasn't really doing as much as she normally would. And I feel like maybe because she was obviously going through an emotional whirlwind, let's just say, of everything that was happening with her, and the whole leaving the marriage and all that is all ridiculously hard. But then a narcissist also done is that they are very manipulative. They are skillful manipulators to the point where you don't even know that you've been manipulated until you look back at everything 5, 6 years after and you're like, wow, this was really going on. That's another criteria. They are highly skillful manipulators because they don't have friends, they have sources. That's a very interesting word, that they have sources where they see somebody for a particular reason for how they can use them. They'll befriend them for X, Y, Z and drop them. They do not have friends. It's simple as that. That's what narcissists don't have. So they're probably highly skillful manipulators to manipulate people to create a different image of what's going on really. And they run with that and they will keep on telling everybody until people believe them, and they've created that image. I did touch on this a couple months ago about the whole idea of a flying monkey again, where you have these flying monkeys where they are doing the bidding work for a narcissist, and more time they don't even know they're doing the bidding work. They're just so lost. In Arabic we say a phrase, summun bukmun umyun, which means deaf, dumb and blind. You just become deaf, dumb and blind to the entire abuse that's going on. You just don't know. And you're doing the bidding work for the person who's doing the abuse. Therefore, you've become the flying monkey. So there's so many different pathways that we can really go into when it comes to a narcissistic personality disorder. And I feel like it's very prevalent today. And a lot of people get into relationships with people who have been through abuse prior to getting into relationships, fall into relationships with people who are abusive, whether they're overt narcissists where they shout and scream, or whether they're covert narcissists where they're very quiet behind the scenes and they do everything, much like Phaedra Parks. To an extent, I feel like she could be a covert narcissist. You have different forms and pathways of narcissists and falling into relationships, and you don't even see yourself falling into an abusive relationship because you are ignoring the little nudges in your heart and brain that are saying to you that this is abusive, this is wrong, because you have been through all of that prior, and you kind of just let it go with those prior people. Or you have to say, you can't do this to me, you can't tolerate this, you have to speak up for yourself. And I feel like that in itself takes a lot of energy and confidence to do so, and it's very brave. I feel like Kelis is very brave, number one, to come forward with this. Number two, to talk about her physical abuse, which is obviously, for some people, they find that internally, the key word is internally, people find that internally embarrassing to speak up about, oh, this person abused me. They're just embarrassed by that because they don't want to know about people beating them up. So that in itself is brave to its own entirety. So I feel like this is shocking, it's disgusting, it's horrible, and it's sad, but it's only a testimony of her strength and what she's been through, and I'm glad that she's speaking up about it, whether it's in 9 years, in 20 years, in 50 years, as long as the truth comes out, that is the main thing. And only you, the person who's been through that, can bring out that truth, because there is power in your own truth. There is power in when you're speaking your own damn truth. Believe me, there is. You don't even know the madness of it all. Like, if just that, bro, there's no words. I feel like Naz, I don't know what he's going to do now. He might bring out a statement, deny it all, bring up reasons, do some damage control of his whole his image. Because as far as I'm concerned, I don't even like the guy at all now. Like, completely. It's just disgusting. It really is. And I feel like when you also live in a toxic masculinity societal environment that only emphasizes abuse to ladies in relationships, even more so. And the fact that you think that you want to stay, you invite them to, the fact that she's still invited to Thanksgiving, you are born and you become, and in life you become an empath, and then you obviously with somebody who's a narcissist, that is a whirlwind of a relationship. Somebody who's an empath and somebody who is a narcissist. Because
Your mother had just had a stroke. Mm-hmm. So where do you keep finding the empathy?
who it just will make every reason in the book to let the abuse slide because you love the person. You just love the person and you want to be with them forever. You want to be with them. You want to make things work. So you want to keep on trying. And it's not a bad thing to do. It really isn't. You're obviously trying your hardest and things just won't work and life will keep swaying you signals and signs and saying to you this isn't going to work. I can go on this for a long. It's been like 11 minutes. I feel like I'm talking a bit too much. Let me know what you guys think about this whole saga. I feel like, although I don't feel like I'm going to get a lot of views in this particular video because I don't really talk about stuff like this anyways, I feel like it was just an important matter to press on and bring attention to the forefront on my channel. So hopefully you guys will enjoy this content and hopefully you guys will comment down below and I will read all your comments. I always do. Let me know what you guys think about this entire debacle. Hit me up please on my Instagram and my subscribe. I would appreciate if you follow me on Instagram and subscribe to. The button is below. Thank you guys for watching and I'll most definitely catch you guys soon.